Good afternoon, Mr. Benevidez. Would you please introduce yourself to the members of the jury?
Yes, my name's Timoteo Benevidez.
And sir, on October 21st, 2021, how were you employed?
I was employed by the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office as a lieutenant.
And are you still employed with the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Department?
I am not.
And why not?
I retired doing 20 years of law enforcement for Santa Fe County.
And what was your rank when you retired?
Lieutenant.
And on October 21st, 2021, were you working?
Yes, I was.
And what were your duties that day?
Today I was a day shift commander, which entails taking care of Santa Fe County during the day and 7 deputies we had.
How large is Santa Fe County?
It's pretty big. It goes from the city limits of Espanola to all the way to I-40 down in Edgewood and to Pecos and then to the off-ramp to Cochiti.
You said you were commander that day. What duties did that entail?
I'm pretty much in charge of the county on what happens and responsible for the deputies that are working.
On that day at approximately 1:48, did you receive a dispatch to a call?
Yes, I did.
And what was that call for service about?
The call of service was on a movie set for an accidental shooting.
Was that located?
It was located at the Bonanza Creek Movie Ranch.
Is that in Santa Fe County?
It is in Santa Fe County,
Okay. In New Mexico?
in the state of New Mexico, yes.
Okay. And do you recall approximately what time you arrived?
I was dispatched about 1:50. I didn't arrive till almost I think it was like 2:20.
Why did it take you a while to arrive?
I was pretty much on the other side of the county when the dispatch call came in.
When you arrived, do you recall what you observed?
When I arrived, there was a security guard at the gate, and he told us that he was going to drive us into the movie set where the incident happened.
Were other deputies already there when you arrived?
Deputy LeFleur was already on scene from what I heard over the radio, and I had, at the time, Corporal Alderete was in front of me, literally in front of me when we got there.
Were there other first responders present when you arrived on scene?
Yes, there was already medics on scene when I arrived.
Were you wearing your police uniform?
I was in full uniform, displaying my badge of office at the time.
Were you equipped with a lapel camera?
Yes, I was.
Were you familiar with how your lapel camera works?
Yes.
How does it work?
As soon as I activated my lights and sirens, my lapel goes off right away, and it starts recording from as soon as I activated my lights and sirens.
How long does your lapel camera record?
It records until I stop it or until it runs out of battery.
How does your video that's captured on your lapel camera uploaded? How is it preserved? Do you know?
Yes, at the time it's uploaded, we as deputies, we don't have no control how we show up to the sheriff's office and it downloads automatically from our I take off my lapel, I put it in a docking station in my unit, and everything downloads into the sheriff's office room servers.
Okay. On October 21st, 2021, did your lapel camera capture what you observed when you arrived on scene at the Bonanza Creek Ranch?
Yes, it did.
What did you do with your lapel camera after you left the scene?
I completed my duties on that scene. I put it in my docking station, which is also a charger, and I proceeded to the sheriff's office so it could download.
Have you viewed your lapel camera video since October 21st, 2021?
Yes, I have.
And in fact, did you view a portion of it this morning before you testified?
Yes, I did.
And did I show you State's Exhibit number 5 earlier this morning?
Yes, you did.
And what was that?
It was pretty much the beginning from when I activated my lights and sirens to the end.
What was it, the entire thing to the end, or was it part of it?
It was part of it. It was not the entire thing because I did stop it several times to talk to commanders and deputies, and then I reactivated it.
How long is your entire lapel camera video?
I arrived on scene about 2:20, and I didn't leave till almost 8:30 that night.
So State's Exhibit 1 is just a portion of your lapel camera?
That is correct.
Excuse me, video?
Yes.
After you viewed it, did you notice if it's been modified or changed in any way?
It has not.
Your Honor, I would move into evidence State's Exhibit number 5.
No objection, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Sorry, Major.
So what's going on?
They said that they...
Let me pause it there. Is that your lapel camera video, Mr. Benevidez?
Yes, it is.
Okay. How long does it take you to drive? How long are we going to watch you driving?
It's about 20 minutes.
So I'm going to fast forward a little bit here to about 15 minutes.
Going to be en route to Bonanza Creek.
Hey, I got one shot in the chest
Ready,
and another shot in the stomach.
So you have 2 victims up there?
Are you still driving?
I am still driving, yes.
Now, I've fast forwarded to 15 minutes and 59 seconds. Have you arrived on scene yet?
Yes, I could see the makeshift church right in front of me.
We're gonna secure the film and all the crew members.
Why did you say you're going to secure the film and all the crew members?
Pretty much common sense I'm not on scene yet, but I'm trying to picture everything that was going on. And maybe the film caught it, I don't know.
Can you describe for the members of the jury, when you're pulling up to this church, what does it look like? How many people are you actually seeing?
So this scene was probably the biggest scene I've been to. There was people everywhere. I had medics running in and out. From what I saw from the back of the church, there was medics going to their vehicles, grabbing items, and there was just people everywhere. As in people, I couldn't distinguish who it was. It was actors, it was film personnel, bystander. I didn't know, but there was a lot of people there.
Do you know if those people were people who worked on the set?
Yes, you could distinguish them. They had a lot of sunblock on, a lot of big hats for the sun. So that's pretty much how I noticed that.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks.
I have like 200 people out here, so.
Alrighty, I'll see if,
Yes, I already called for them. All right.
What's happening at this point?
As soon as I walked into the makeshift church, Deputy LeFleur started to let me know what was happening and what was going on with the victims.
How would you describe this scene as soon as you walked into the church?
The medics were doing a wonderful job. They had separated each other and they were working on the victims.
How many victims did you have?
I saw 2 on the ground.
until it gets put down to this.
Corporal, I need you to know who's in charge. Everybody stops what they're doing right now. This is a crime scene.
Yes.
Why did you say this was a crime scene?
Because we had 2 victims, Helena and Joel, fighting for their life on the ground. And it wasn't natural. This is a movie set. And it was now a crime scene. We had to figure out what happened.
So what directives are you giving the other deputies?
So I'm letting Corporal Aldaret to have whoever's in charge, have everybody stop what they're doing because there was no more filming. If they were, I did not know. So we could try to control what we could.
Everybody stops what they're doing, and I need the film secured by whoever's in charge of the...
Electric back, can I pull these guys down, get them the hell with a helicopter?
Yes, please.
Did you ask for anything else when you were out there speaking with those people?
Yes, I asked who was in charge to help me out. Then I asked Corporal Aldaret to start taking pictures.
Did you ask for anything else?
Not that I recall.
Hey, I need pictures right away. Where's the props guy?
Why did you ask for pictures?
I have my lapel on, which captures a lot, but the pictures would capture detailed that's on the floor that you can't really tell from my lapel.
And you just said that you asked for the props guy. Why did you ask for the props guy?
I work security for in the sheriff's office at movie sets. The props guy is the guy that does the little stuff with sound effects or whatever. I asked for the props guy because I needed to find out where the gun was.
Why was it important to find out where the gun was?
Because I didn't need the gun going off or getting used again on somebody else.
Okay. Did you find the gun?
I had somebody, yes, I did find the gun.
Okay. Where did you find the gun?
Hannah Gutierrez had the gun walking out of the movie set.
And who did you understand Hannah Gutierrez to be?
She was the armorer.
Props guy at?
I'm sorry, no, you have a job? We need to make sure that they...
Yes, they're taking care of business.
Yes, but-
What else do you need there, Chief?
Yeah, where's my radio? It's just here. There, thank you.
They
Cleared the gun.
Where is it?
It's okay. You got the cleared gun?
I'm already going. It's on track.
Where is it?
Where are you going at this point?
I'm being directed by a gentleman, I assume who is a person in charge, to look for the gun.
And did you find it?
I did not find it there.
There's one there and there's one there. That's none of them? That's not. Okay. I need to know where it is.
What is it that you are pointing at with this gentleman here?
There was guns laid in the open on the cart, on this gray cart.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibits number 7 and number 8. May I approach, Your Honor?
No objection, Your Honor. No objection.
Where are you going now?
Trying to look for the armor.
You're in charge, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
I need to know where the gun's at right now.
Joe, bro, Armor, I need to know where the guns are at. There, go and get it right there.
How do I know this is a gun?
That's the gun.
Okay. Come with me.
Who is that?
That is Hannah Gutierrez.
And who is she?
She's the armor on set.
Did you obtain anything from her?
Yes, I did. I obtained a revolver she was carrying
What did you understand that revolver to be?
to be the revolver that shot the projectile into these two victims.
State's Exhibit 6 is going to be handed to you, Mr. Benevidez. If you could put on some gloves and just open it and let us know if you recognize what's in State's Exhibit 6.
Ms. Johnson, make note of where you ended.
Need to fix this. The audio is not. They need the time to show.
Correct me if I'm misstating, the video does not have the time of day on it, so they're going to elicit that from the witness.
Let's go back, Mr. Benevidez, if we could. Do you recall approximately what time it was when you actually arrived on scene?
It was 2:20, 2:30.
Do you have a specific recollection of the time or not?
I do not.
Would reviewing the CAD refresh your memory?
Yes, it would.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as defendants and admitted DX8T. Do you recognize that?
Yes, it's a dispatch log.
Well, if you could review it and let us know if your memory is refreshed after you review it, and I'll take that document back from you.
Yes.
Your memory's refreshed?
Yes.
All right, if I can make. What time did you arrive on scene?
2:20.
All right, and would your lapel camera video start at 2:20 when you arrive on scene?
It started when I first activated my lights and sirens, so when I was dispatched at 1:49.
Right, but when you arrive on scene, would it be 2:20 in the afternoon?
Yes, it would be.
Okay, so even though we can't see the actual time on your lapel cam, is this your lapel cam?
Yes, it is.
And would this accurately reflect what you are seeing around 2:20 or so in the afternoon?
Yes, it is.
How do I know this is a gun?
That's the gun.
And so you had testified earlier that this woman with the multicolored hair was the armor, and she gave you the gun.
Yes.
If you could look at State's Exhibit 6, and I'll ask you if you recognize what's in the box. Do you recognize State's Exhibit 6?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
It is the gun that Hannah Gutierrez, the armor, handed to me.
Now, what did you do with this gun once she handed it to you?
I took custody of it from her, and I walked it over to the passenger side of my marked sheriff's unit.
What did you do with it once you walked over to the
I-
marked sheriff's unit?
I put it in the front seat, and I locked it.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 13.
No objection, Your Honor.
I'm losing track a little, so you just entered.
I haven't tendered 6 because we have other witnesses through whom we're going to
To
do
7, and I thought you had 7 and 8 that you were
7
gonna,
and 8, yes, sir. Haven't published yet.
but those were admitted, now you're doing 13.
13.
Okay.
Do you recognize what's on the screen there, Mr. Benevidez?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
It is the gun that's in front of me, and this is the gun that the armor Hannah Gutierrez handed me.
You testified that you put it in the front seat of your patrol vehicle.
Yes, I did.
Why did you put it there?
It was the most secure spot that I had control over at the time.
And what did you do to ensure that this gun was secured?
I locked the front, I locked my unit, and nobody entered it except for me because I'm the only one with the key.
Where was State's Exhibit number 13 taken? Where was this gun when this photo was taken?
From the passenger side of my unit.
Why did you not stick it in an evidence bag?
It was so fluid, and the scene was so active. I put it there. It was secure there. That's where it stayed.
Did you do anything with this gun? Open it, open the cylinder, or anything at all once you received it from Ms. Gutierrez?
Yes, as soon as I got to my unit, I opened up the cylinder, and I made it safe for myself and whoever else was going to handle it.
And when you say you made it safe, what do you mean by that?
I opened up the cylinder on this wheel gun, and I ran the wheel to make sure there was no rounds in it.
And were there any rounds in it?
There was no rounds in it.
Did you do anything else to the gun?
I did not.
To your knowledge, did anybody else have access to this gun once you put it in your patrol vehicle?
No.
So what is the next thing you did after you secured the gun in your patrol car?
What I remember is I was talking to the armor, Hannah. I put her in back of my unit, and I told her she wasn't under arrest. I kept the door open because the detectives needed to speak to her.
Okay. Now, did anybody have access to the front part of your patrol car?
They did not.
While this gun was in your possession, did you do anything, or to your knowledge, did anybody else touch it or do anything to it?
No.
Does Exhibit 13 accurately reflect the condition of the gun when it was handed to you?
Yes, it is.
Did you secure any other items of evidence?
I did. I secured 2 boxes of ammunition.
And where did you find those?
They were on a gray cart, which Hannah directed me to, that they were on a gray cart that were used for this gun.
All right, let's go to State's Exhibit 7. Do you recognize that?
Yes, it is the gray cart that Hannah directed that the ammunition was on.
And where was that cart when you were directed to it?
My first lapel video where that gentleman directed me, walked me over, and he said none of these guns were used. This was the cart that he was talking about.
And where was this photo taken? Where was the cart when this photo was taken?
It looks like it was taken in front of my unit, in front of my in-car camera.
So was that cart moved from where you initially saw it to in front of your car?
Yes, it was.
Why?
Hannah directed that the ammunition was there. There was a gentleman that offers his services because I was dealing with Hannah, and I watched him bring the cart from where it was to me.
Does State's Exhibit 7 accurately represent the cart in the condition that you saw it when you first were directed to it?
Yes, it is.
And why did you move it to the front of your patrol car?
It was evidence. Hannah said that ammunition was on it used in the church.
Is there another reason why you moved it to the front of your patrol car?
To keep an eye on it, to make sure nothing was taken, nothing was put in.
Was anything capturing what would happen if anybody got close to this cart?
To where it is right now, they would have captured from my in-car camera.
So do you have a dash camera?
Yes, a dash camera, yes.
So was the dash camera running and filming this cart as it's sitting there in front of your patrol car?
Yes, it was.
To your knowledge, did anybody come over to this cart and move any items?
No, not when it was sitting there, no.
Why not collect the items before you moved it?
I'm in a patrol car. I'm not in a van or anything that would fit the whole cart in a hole to secure it.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 8. Is that a close-up of the cart?
Yes, it is.
What are we looking at? What was on the cart? What did you observe?
Ammunition, gun belts, a gun, various other items.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 9.
No objection.
May I, Your Honor, I move into evidence State's Exhibit 9? Yes. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
It is a gun.
Is there anything else that you see there?
There's car keys, there's loose ammunition.
Okay. And is this on the cart that we just saw?
Yes, it is.
What did you do to preserve this evidence?
Like I said, I kept it in front of my unit for my dash cam to capture if it got tampered with.
Now, was there a perimeter established on this scene?
Yes, we did. We did a perimeter of yellow crime scene tape, and we tried to preserve everything that was in the church and everything that was out as in film.
Is that what we saw, the yellow tape around the cart?
Yes, it is.
Okay. To your knowledge, were people allowed into the area that was enclosed or encased by that yellow tape?
People were not, unless you were a deputy.
And who came and collected this evidence? Do you know?
I believe our crime scene tech, Marissa Poppell.
You testified that you observed some rounds. I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 10.
No objection, Your Honor.
Do you recognize those 2 rounds that we see there?
Yes,
How do you recognize them?
they were on the cart.
Did you touch them in any way or remove them from the cart?
I did not.
Now, you told us you also seized some boxes of ammunition.
Yes, I did.
And where did you take those from?
I took those physically from the cart.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibits 11 and 12.
No objection.
What are we seeing here on State's Exhibit 11?
That is the front driver's seat of my marked sheriff's unit, and there are 2 white boxes on my seat.
And where did you get those boxes from?
I physically took them from the gray cart.
Why did you take those from the gray cart?
Those were the 2 boxes that Hannah Gutierrez, the armor, told me that were used.
Did you see what was inside those boxes?
I assume they were bullets.
Why remove just those boxes and not the other stuff on the cart?
The armor, Hannah, she pointed those out. Those were the ammunition used for the gun.
Let me show you State's Exhibit number 12. Your Honor, I move into evidence State's Exhibit 12. What is State's Exhibit 12, Mr. Benevidez?
They are a close-up of the 2 white boxes.
And what kind of rounds are those?
Around, say, 45 long Colt dummies.
Did you then turn these over to someone else, these boxes of ammunition?
Yes.
And who did you turn them over to?
The crime scene tech, Marissa Poppell.
Let's go back to your lapel cam. You had testified earlier that you had placed Ms. Gutierrez in your vehicle. What happened to Ms. Gutierrez after we're seeing her here at 20 minutes and 8 seconds?
From this point, I took custody of the gun and we walked over to my marked sheriff unit.
I'm sorry, let me pause it there. This was the wrong copy.
Sorry, Major. What's going on? Listen, two. We're up secure. That you need Where are they at?
I don't know. His name's Dave.
What are you being directed to at this point?
I don't remember. I couldn't really hear her.
Okay, let's go back. And I apologize, it looks like the audio is a little behind the video.
Where are they at?
What were you referring to when you said, where are they at?
She was telling me about the rounds.
And where are you headed at this point, at 20 minutes and 16 seconds?
That is my unit that I'm looking at right in front of me.
Do you have those rounds I gave you?
They're on the car.
Are they? Who would you give them to?
I'll get them back to you. I'll get them.
Yeah, that's not it.
That's why it's not going to be the first entrance, it's going to be the second one on the end of the creek.
Is that when you secured the gun in your vehicle?
That is the front of my unit on the passenger side. Yes, it is.
Oh my God, fuck. I'm so. Are they okay?
Hey, Santa Fe, we need more units out here.
And have been decided. Oh my God.
What is happening right now?
There was a helicopter just landed. Hannah's there on my right-hand side, and I'm watching the guy on the cart.
Is somebody bringing the cart to you at this point?
Yes, it was a gentleman. I didn't get his name, or I don't remember his name. That was bringing the cart.
Are these the rounds here?
So, okay,
Yeah, rounds here.
okay, now, so, this is the one, I'm pretty sure, this is that's the one, and okay, sorry,
You're okay.
sorry.
Just relax. Just relax.
So scared, I'm
Yeah, you're all right. Just relax.
so here's the box that I got them out of.
Okay, do one right there. Do one right there, okay? Relax. I just need.
What's happening right here?
Hannah, as you could see, she's upset, visibly upset, and she's showing me where the rounds are that were used.
And was it the same rounds that you put in your vehicle?
Yes, it is.
Just relax, okay? I just need you to relax. Just please relax, okay? Just take deep breaths and relax. Can somebody get water for her? The helicopter's here for her. Yep, now the helicopter's here for her.
Is she, where the fuck are these entry wounds? Is she okay?
What other involvement did you have in this investigation, Mr. Benevidez?
That's all the involvement was, just trying to control the scene and taking care of Hannah and taking care of the evidence.
How long were you out there at the Bonanza Creek Ranch?
I didn't leave until about 8:30 that night, so about 6 hours.
Mr. Benevidez, Do you know where the gun was from the time of the shooting of Ms. Hutchins and Mr. Souza to the time that it was given to you by Ms. Gutierrez?
I do not.
And do you know who handled that gun from the time of after the shooting to the time that was given to you?
I do not, other than Hannah handing it to me.
May I have a moment, Your Honor? Thank you, Mr.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
When you get to this scene, you can hear yourself yelling into the lapel, "Where's the prop person?" right?
Correct.
When you get to the cart that we looked at, fair to say that the cart was sort of disorderly, right?
Oh, it was a mess.
And you don't know whether anybody moved anything before you got there, right?
I do not.
And you didn't see Sarah Zachary, the prop master, there, correct?
No, I don't know who that is.
And so when you first get to the prop cart, you eventually leave it and go back to going to deal with other things, right?
The gentleman that was there, he told me that the gun wasn't there. There was a lot of guns on that. There was a couple of guns on that cart. I have to take him for his word because I wasn't there. He told me that the gun used in the church was not there.
Right, but there were other guns on that.
That is correct.
And you left those firearms and you left them there and you went to do what you did next, right?
Correct.
And in a typical homicide scene, right, you probably wouldn't be walking away from all sorts of firearms, but this was a movie set, right?
That is correct.
And an empty prop gun without live ammunition isn't going to hurt anybody, fair?
I do not know, but
Objection mischaracterizes the evidence.
Other than if you drop the empty gun on your toe or something, an empty gun, a completely empty gun, isn't going to hurt anybody, true?
a complete course.
And then you go back to the armorer and she hands you the firearm, right?
Yes, they direct me to the armorer because I didn't know who the armorer was. And I asked her, "Is this the gun?" And she said yes.
And I can see you're wearing gloves as you're taking out the exhibit today, right? You've got purple gloves on?
Yes, sir.
I don't think you have to keep them on, by the way, if you don't want to keep them on.
I didn't know if you wanted to see the gun or not.
No,
Okay.
I don't have to see it right now. But the reason I'm asking this is, and I don't think you talked about this in direct, but the day you took the gun, you weren't wearing gloves, right?
That is correct.
You were sort of careful when you took it, and you sort of you took it without touching the trigger. So if somebody wanted to swab the trigger for DNA, they still could. Fair?
The way I handled it was trying to be as safe as possible because I didn't have a holster for it. So I was trying to hold it so I didn't pull the trigger because I didn't know if it was empty or loaded or not.
And because you handled it that way, also somebody could have swabbed the trigger for DNA, right?
I guess so, yes.
Do you know if law enforcement ever swabbed the trigger for DNA?
I have no idea.
There was a question posed to you about the prop gun when you got it was empty, fair?
Yes, when I cleared it at my unit, it was empty.
But you don't know what happened exactly to the ammo that was in it at the time of the incident, right?
No, I do not.
And somebody told you that Dave, the first assistant director, head of safety, had the rounds, right?
Objection assumes facts not in evidence.
He's asking him.
It's just a question. Do you know that?
I don't know who Dave is. I don't remember any of their names to this date,
Okay.
other than the victims.
Do you remember somebody telling you that the rounds were back at the cart?
I believe Hannah was talking to somebody and they directed it to that they were on the cart.
And was that a male?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. And you don't know as you sit here today whether that was Dave Hall's head of safety of the set?
I don't remember. No, I don't know.
I'm going to refresh you in a moment on that, but while I'm doing that, I'm just going to move on for a second, which is the next time you see the cart, it's being brought to you in a different location. The cart gets moved.
Yes,
Yeah?
from the first time I saw it, where that gentleman directed me to it, and he said that the gun used wasn't there until the gentleman brought it to me, yes.
And you've said ideally that's not how it would have gone down, right?
Not at all, but I was trying to improvise as much as I could.
There were eventually, when you get the prop cart back, the third viewing of the prop cart, there was ammunition on top of the cart, fair?
Yes, and that's what I saw when I first saw it.
And you saw it again when the cart came back, right?
Correct.
At one point, you actually reached down and touched some of the ammunition, true?
I believe I picked him up and put them down. I didn't know if they were live. I didn't know anything.
The civilian came over and picked one up and showed you one was this and one was that, right?
He explained real quick, which it didn't register too much to me, but he was trying to instruct me what to look for, I guess.
And if I could just show the witness, section of States 26. If I could offer States 26, or should I make it a defense?
We have no objection to admitting our own exhibits, so thank you.
Great, so I'll admit States 26. Did you see that on your screen, sir?
Yes, I do.
And if you look sort of in the middle section, the 2 and the 2.
Oh, yes.
Okay, can you tell which ones are dummies and lives by looking at them?
I do not.
You're talking about a lot in direct about how this happens and that happens, and I'm just sort of curious, where was backup?
Up is in.
That's some reinforcement, sir, so that you didn't have to try to manage all of this.
So that day I had 7 deputies, including myself, on duty here in Santa Fe County. I had Deputy LeFleur was a swing shift deputy, so he was coming into work. I believe he lives somewhere in Albuquerque, and he was coming into work when the call came in. And it was myself and the corporal who were available at the time. So there was only 3 of us, and the rest were northern part of the county and the eastern part of the county and the southern part of the county.
And you called backups for the state police, right?
I did.
And that request for backup was denied by supervisors, correct?
As if I remember correctly, yes. I don't remember if they said they didn't have enough, or they didn't have availability, or the supervisor just said no.
Didn't the supervisors say that they believed this would likely be unfounded and it was probably an accident?
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay and assumes facts not in evidence.
It's a proper question, obviously, because I'm asking why the backup didn't come.
We're going to strike that question and answer, and he can rephrase. Thank you.
Sure.
Say strike, that means disregard the question and the answer. Thank you.
You called for the state police and they didn't come, right?
Yes.
And that would have been your supervisor's call, not yours, correct?
My supervisor? No.
Yeah, I'm asking.
No.
Whether or not that request went to the state.
No.
That wouldn't have been your supervisor's call?
That wouldn't have been my supervisor's call, no.
Did you make that call direct?
I asked dispatch to talk to state police to see if they could send people to help me with the scene.
Perimeter that you talked about did not include the prop truck, correct?
I didn't know what any of that was. I was just trying to take care of what happened in the church.
Right. So, but just so that it's clear for the members of the jury, you later learned that cart that we're looking at rolls up and goes into a prop truck that housed the rest of the firearms and ammunition, right?
Objection, speculation.
If he knows.
I did not know that.
I know you're saying you didn't know that then. I'm saying you did become aware later that there was a prop truck, right?
Objection, hearsay, and speculation.
I can just move on to another if he doesn't know. Okay. Fair to say law enforcement wanted to find the origin of the bullet that struck Ms. Hutchins, right?
My personal involvement was just taking care of the evidence, and I don't know what happened after that.
Well, you collected those white boxes, right? Those
Yes.
2 white generic boxes, didn't you?
Yes, exactly.
So you wanted to, as I think you testified direct, find the source of the ammunition, correct?
Yes, whatever Hannah directed me to, yes.
And you wanted to talk to Hannah about this, correct?
I kept her for the detectives, yes.
She said, "Oh my God, fuck, I'm so sorry."
I did hear that on my lapel, yes.
Everyone's been yelling at her,
I did hear that in my lapel.
and you placed her in the police car, right?
In the back of my patrol car, yes.
Nobody placed Mr. Baldwin in a police car, correct?
Objection, relevance.
Correct.
Correct.
When you're at the scene talking to witnesses, which you can hear yourself doing on that lapel, you're letting witnesses give you information, fair?
Yes.
You're not trying to put words in their mouth, right?
No.
You're not cutting them off, right?
I probably did some of them, but I try to listen to them, yes.
Well, you're trying to look at the facts and circumstances and trying to figure out whether or not a crime occurred or whether this was an accident, fair?
All I was trying to do was preserve the evidence for the detectives. That's all I was trying to do.
And you understood that the detectives were trying to rule out that it was a crime, correct?
Objection, speculation.
Or Rose, he can ask if he understood that or not.
You understood from meeting with the detectives that they were trying to figure out and rule out if this was a crime.
Well, that's our main function, is to see if there was a crime committed or not.
So you agree with me, right?
That's our main function as law enforcement, yes.
You don't know how the live bullet got on the movie set?
I do not.
You don't know why the armor loaded into the prop gun. She didn't tell you that.
No, I do not.
And you don't know why the first AD failed to detect it?
The what?
The first assistant director, that guy Dave.
Oh, I do not. I don't.
And you still work for the Santa Fe Sheriff's Office?
Do I still work? No, I'm retired.
You've retired.
Redirect?
Yes, Your Honor, briefly, thank you.